oh, I wanted to take my family to a Disney cruise. Hello, that was a fortune that I could not hack with points. But I did get 5x per dollar on that card on that cruise. And oh, by the way, I signed up for the new business card just so I can buy the Disney cruise tickets with the 5x. And it's also 0% APR.
Welcome back to the RV Queens podcast, where we are all about women making money on the road. I'm your host, Kate White, and today I'm joined by Alida, a travel advisor, points expert, and mom of 3 who has redeemed millions of credit card points to travel to 44 countries over the past 19 years. She's originally from Panama and is now based in Florida. Alida is on a mission to help women ditch the debit card and start using credit card points for epic travel experiences. With her background in finance and her love for yoga, art, and adventure, she brings a unique mix of strategy and soul to the world of travel hacking. In this episode, we break down why travel hacking is easier to start than you think, how to pick the right credit card for your lifestyle, why RVers and part-time travelers are perfectly positioned to rack up and redeem points, and the biggest mistakes that stop people from getting started. If you've ever dreamed of flying first class or booking luxury stays without draining your savings account, this episode will show you what's possible and, let me tell you, blow your mind, just like it blew mine. So grab your coffee, my friends, and let's roll. Alida, welcome to the RV Queens podcast. Where in the world are you this week?
Well, right now I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, where we live.
Oh, alrighty. I love it. I do have to give a little background to how we met. You have worked with personal friend and then a friend of the podcast, Sandy Phelan, Sandy and Jimmy. I think you did some travel advising with them, and that's how I heard about you. Any recommendations from them, I'm always here for it. So especially happy to have you on the podcast and get to know you today. Also, you are the first guest that came to the interview with a mimosa, and I had to match your level and go find some white wine. So cheers. I don't think I've ever recorded while drinking a glass of wine. So this is going to be an especially great episode. I can already feel it.
Happy hour down here.
Okay. So another reason I'm excited to chat with you today is because the listeners of this podcast and the members of the RV Queen circles, we all love to travel. That's why we're all here. And even though we are RVers, we also, like most people, also love to fly and stay in cushy hotels sometimes instead of campgrounds. And who doesn't want to figure out how to get flights and hotels for free or nearly free, which you have been doing for 19 years. So you're a magician and you're going to tell us all your secrets, right?
I went to college for finance and followed my passion, which was go work in wealth management and find all the things to do with your money and make it grow, and also advising people and families to do that for themselves. And over time, well, my husband and I, backstory, met at the company from week number 1, and we're on the same team. And then we split paths, but then our paths came back into the same field because I went on to wealth management and he went into operations, and then I was growing and needed some partnerships. So we became a family, truly a family business inside the company. So that is still today. And during the pandemic, really, I took on a backseat role. I have now 3 kids. You know how the story goes. So I'm still there, fully supporting. But during that time, I just kind of got bored a little bit, finding things to do every day at home. And then I just wanted to share some of this knowledge with the world. And that was what began the kind of exposure in the social media landscape. But that was not necessarily by design. Ever since we got engaged is really when I decided to open our first points earning card that was with an annual fee because I was always earning cash back. And that was always my thing because I will always wanted to like get a little extra. I loved couponing and I was an extreme couponer and got the 2 coupon books every week and went to seminars about all that stuff. But when we got engaged, I was like, no, we need to earn real travel points that can be for our future travel. Now, I'd go back and forth to Panama, so that was a lot of my redemptions at the time. So this was before Chase even had credit cards and credit cards that earn travel points. And I'll explain what travel points mean in my world. But Amex, American Express, was the only one at the time that you could do this with. And what they still do, and they're still the winner in my game, is that those credit cards, you don't just earn 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points for different category of things. Those points become what they call transferable. You don't cash them out for gift cards or products or flights, even inside their page. What they are is they are an airline mile, but certain airlines that they're affiliated with, they're partners with. So American Express has the most. And it has about, well, I stopped counting, but they had about 17 airlines and about 3 different hotel chains. That those American Express points could become those airline miles. So then you just needed to find out, how do you redeem those airline miles for the best value? So that's kind of how the Inquisition began, because by then blogs started coming out. As you've probably heard, the Points Guide, there's a few that are not around anymore, but I learned a lot from. But there's a few that are still around here and there. And so you learn what you can. And then I just went head in. So my first redemption was to Hawaii and then to Japan and all over China and South Korea. And that was in 1 year. So it became a little addicting after that. Long intro, but it's been a long journey, and you just continue to modify the process, and destinations, continue to come up.
I love it. You seem like the type of person that you just, when you want to get into something, you just go full all the way in, all the way up to your eyeballs, neck deep, full immersion. And also, just quick sidebar, me and my husband were couponers back in the early days of our marriage too. And it's like, that takes a lot of dedication. So that's part of why I know the type of person, and that you have to be very focused and dedicated to what you're doing. Sounds like you just transferred that right over to travel hacking too. Okay, speaking of travel hacking, I have to ask this right off the bat. Like, how do you define it? This phrase is all over the internet, but like, how do you personally define travel hacking?
In my mind, just taking advantage of free welcome offers or credit card reward offers, sign up offers. They go by various terms. It's the initial sign up offer, taking advantage of those and then using those reward points that they give you in that offer for then free travel. And then you rinse and repeat. And then you stack on top of each other with points that could be combined. And then you redeem them for amazing, epic, all kinds of travel. So knowing maybe what stacks with what and what can be combined with what. And then am I the only one playing this game, or do I have another player? We call them player 2. So player 2 can also apply for all the things that I'm applying for. So it's taking advantage of all the welcome offers, multiplying that by other members of the household, and then ultimately redeeming them for the free travel inside the loyalty programs.
Let me make sure I have like the basics down from what I can understand.
It's just a terminology that explains the free travel, getting them from credit card reward sign up offers.
So
often.
It's the sign up offers. So I don't do a lot of like financial research and credit card research and like stuff like this. So when you say you can stack sign up offers, are you saying like you can sign up for as many credit cards as you want? And then like your sign up offer is, for example, if you sign up and spend $3,000 on this card, you'll get 50,000 travel points, within the first 3 months or whatever. And then do you just like stop using that card and like switch to a new card?
Sometimes it could become a keeper card or a kind of like a card that I'm just gonna use and abuse, for lack of a word. Okay, because you want the welcome offer for a particular reason. So you want to do the research on what it is that you're applying for and why. Does it have transferable points, or is it a hotel card or an airline card that is only going to give you points of that airline or hotel? Or are you getting American Express points that are transferable to different airlines? But then comes other players in the game. I call them card families. There's American Express is the OG. Then comes Chase, and then Chase came in hot. So they have a lot of cards you can hack that can be transferable. And then there's the airline cards that I mentioned, like Southwest and individual United. But then there's Capital One is also great. So there's the Venture and the Venture X and the business ones. So you can start earning those points, and then you do have to pay the annual fee, and they usually charge it up front. And then when the year comes up, they send you a bill for the next year's fee. That's when you kindly call and say, "Hi, customer service. I may or may not have enjoyed your card as much. I would like to close it." I prefer to suggest to do a downgrade. So what I mean by downgrade is you go from a annual fee card to a no annual fee card of that family. So Chase Sapphire Preferred has a $95 annual fee. They have a higher card, the Reserve. Don't talk about that one. That's even higher. But then they have free cards that are like Freedom Flex, the word free, Freedom Flex. So you avoid having to pay that annual fee like forever. You can decide that 2 years from now. You have to have it at least 1 year with the annual fee. And then after the 1 year, you can downgrade it. Now, if the card has a lot of perks and benefits that you do like and you earn them back, then you may want to keep the card. What card to use for what in order to earn the points once you have a stack full like this?
Oh my gosh. What? How many cards is that?
I don't know, but this is half. And these are all the ones I have downgraded.
No way.
That, they say like, "Oh, send it back to us. We'll shred them." I'm like, "No, I'll keep them." I kind of like to hold on. I bend them. So these have all been cards that I have abused, paid a fee for 1 year, but then downgraded to a no fee card. And each of these cards have bought me at least a flight, a business class seat, and a hotel, and then some. So 44 countries, mostly with credit card points. Now, there's some cruises in there, but those are my old downgraded cards. Here are my active babies between my husband and I, is the stack that I just showed you. And that's a mix between Chase, American Express, and Capital One. I love them all. I'll play with all of them because they all have different partnerships. So American Express has some that Chase does not have, vice versa. I love Chase because I can send those points for Hyatt. Hyatt is where I book my hotel stays when I go abroad for the best value. You can find really good value hotels for under Hyatt for half of the points required for a Marriott of the same type, for example. So there's a lot of Hyatt places you can get with free breakfast for the family, 15,000 Chase points. You just move them on over to Hyatt. It's easy. And so then you can become maybe loyal to a chain, and then, okay, I can go ahead and get that chain or that brand's credit card because, they'll give me a welcome offer. Okay, thank you. And then I can move points to that chain from my main card, the Chase card or the Amex card, and top it off and keep booking stays with it. And then decide, do I keep the hotel card or not? I personally love Hyatt because they also give you a free hotel night every year that you have the card open. So you just pay $95 a year and you can book, okay, I'm in Florida, so we're always going to Orlando. All the Orlando hotels are a free night with that credit card. So I have two of those, myself and my lovely player 2 husband. And so we get 2 free night stays a year. And it's not just because it's Orlando, but I can use it you have to look at, well, what the categories or what are the restrictions of the free night. It basically says, well, there's 8 categories. You can book up to category number 4 with this free certificate. So then guess what? You're looking at the most expensive category 4 in wherever you want to go.
For the listeners of the podcast that are not watching the video on YouTube or Spotify, Alida just held up a stack of, it looked like, 15 or 20 credit cards?
No, there's over 30.
Over 30. Okay. So are you an extremely organized person? Like, do you track? How do you manage? Wow. Tell me how this works in reality. Do you have a spreadsheet? Do you know where you want to go and then you pick the card? Or wow, what do you do there?
I know, because people are like, oh my God, how do you do it? Okay, yes, there is an app for that. Shout out to Card Pointers. Download, there's a free version and a pro version. Card Pointers, you tell it what are all the cards that you have in your box. I have this in a little box that nobody knows about because it looks like a cake box. But it's cake bites, literally.
Don't tell the bad guys.
No, it's they don't know where it's at my house.
You
but you tell Card Pointers all the cards that are in the box, and you don't have to give it any confidential information, and it'll just start sorting it in a wallet, because then it'll remind you, oh, there's a little offer that comes with such and such card. Don't forget to cash it in. Or there's a section that aggregates it all called pointers. So you get Card Pointers and then you go to the pointers section, and it basically is categorized by what kind of card do you use for what, which is my typical question for my husband. What do I use for my grocery spend? And Card Pointers will tell me, based on all the cards in your wallet portfolio, this is the card that pays the most points. The American Express Gold. Oh, by the way, that's my first card, and it's still the winner for any food. You earn 4 American Express points. Dining, takeout. So that's my grocery card. We just know it. That's my husband knows. I know. That's what it is for food. Then all the other cards that I may have gotten for the sign-up offer, I meet the minimum spend, and then it goes into the box. If it doesn't have a major category that's going to beat my other ones, I only carry in the back of my phone the ones that are either meeting a minimum spend. Oh, hello, Hawaiian. This one is going away next month. So I got it before it goes away, and you can't get those bonus points. So get it while it's hot, Hawaiian. Then I also carry my food card, which is the American Express Gold, and any other card that I need to meet a spend, or everything else is on my Apple Pay. So if Card Pointers tells me, oh, for your gas, which one gives you the highest points? Well, it's going to tell me which one gives me 3x. Well, there's only City Premier for that, but most of them will give me 2x. And it'll tell me, oh, Hawaiian or the Ink Cash or these other ones in your wallet. And then I choose which one to use. They're all active, but it doesn't mean I have to actively use them. And so then when you have a ton of Chase cards, they all show up in one login. I do have a separate login for my husband because we have business accounts. And so then I have to log in with a business. He's considered a different business entity, so it needs a separate login. But that's because we're doing player 2 mode. So once you get one player in it, you refer player 2 and you earn referral points. Player 2 gets their thing. They refer you to the business card. Oh, you refer them to the other business card and you play pickleball. So you just have 2 separate Chase logins, but they're all going to show up in Chase. You're not going to look at the stack like I just showed you. You're just going to see them all. You can call customer service or chat. My favorite thing is secure message them and say, please make the due date all the same. And you can set up auto pay. You can set up auto pay for minimum balance. You can set it up for the full balance. My favorite hack has been a home hack because you can also get some of these cards that provide 0% financing, basically 0% APR on everything you purchase for 12 months.
Okay, hang on.
Mhm.
Wow. What? Like for a whole year? So you used to be a financial advisor, so I know you're financially smart. So you basically leverage the 0% interest, just like let the balance sit there until it's about to bump up, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
That's what
all you're required is to make the minimum payment, and you set that up on auto pay. And you say, thank you, Chase. And by the way, you get the welcome bonus points, and you don't have to pay them.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay them for the $6,000 that you have to spend to get the welcome points. You can go on your trip, set your auto pay, and pay them in full 12 months from now.
How do you and your husband just like keep yourself not financially in deep water with all of these credit cards open? Like, is that where your organized brain comes in? It's like, this is how much we're holding on the cards. This is how much we have, liquid assets in our bank account or whatever.
So for the 0%, it does take a discipline. You have to totally understand cash flow, and you have to have good cash flow management. So I do have my 12 cards that I got with this 0% strategy in the time that I was building my house. I leveraged over $200,000 at 0% over 12 different cards. So I was applying for one between Player One, business cards. These are business cards with Chase. And I'll tell you my secret: Chase Inc. Cash, Chase Inc. Unlimited. Please ask me for a referral link. Those two cards, you get one as a business, Miss RV Queens podcast right now. And then you earn your sign up offer, set up your auto pay, and that's 0% for 12 months. Buy yourself your whole RV setup, podcast, everything. But you have to know how much you're putting in it, because you have to come up with the money in 12 months. Now, if you have of cash flow that just changes on a monthly basis, you have to plan, okay, we're going to put this aside, and not just let it sit aside. This financial advisor will make you invest it in some way to make more money while it's waiting. You don't have to hurry up and pay Chase. You can hurry up and invest it in a way that you're comfortable with, so that in 12 months, that money is there. And by the way, some profit. At a minimum, a high yield savings interest will give you 4 to 5% while you wait. Why are you going to give that up and give it to Chase, and while you could just be making that money on your own, and then pay Chase back in full? I can attest that this does work, and I have not paid $1 of interest, and I have leveraged, like I said, over 200,000. Now, I don't have that balance right now. That's how much I have let them finance me for 12 months over that many cards. So what I did was, what we were doing is, you get one card, you refer Player Two, he gets the card, let's say next month, but I would only put so much spend on it, and then kind of cap it, so that for cash flow purposes, I don't want to have like a $20,000-$30,000 one all at once. So I was like, okay, based on our monthly spend, how much do we, and our cash flow, so you guys do your math, how much maximum do we actually want to put on it, and then put it in the box. Don't put any more money on it, set it on auto pay. Okay, next card. And because what that does is, you apply for a card now in June, so you put 10,000, put it in the box, and then 10,000 is due next June. But then in July, next month, you apply for another card, put 10,000, and then you have 10,000 due in the following month. So there is you have to have some sort of, I have reminders, I have my spreadsheet, I have whatever method works for you. Know that has to be paid in full. That's the number one key. But that is a hack that people don't take advantage of, because they don't read fine print. And Chase is not promoting this either.
Yeah, my mind is totally blown a little bit right now. I feel like I've been taken advantage of over the past. I just pay my credit card off every month, and I'm like, what?
Well, not all of them have this, and it's only like 12 months from when you apply and get it, and it has to be in its certain cards. So I was able to get like 6 of them in one business and then like 4 in another business, but now the rules have changed. Now you can only get 2 cards with Chase and apply for a third one on the business side. But still, you can still get 2 at 0%, and the other one is the one with the annual fee, which is the Inc. Preferred. That is the one that all these points could be sent to, and then they become all transferable. So the ones with the 0% that I mentioned, the Inc. Cash and the Inc. Unlimited, they are 0% APR, but they're also no annual fee. So they're totally free. It's like, what? But those points are not transferable. You have to have a Chase Sapphire in your card of your family, or the business version of the Sapphire, which is called the Business Preferred. So if you have either one of those, basically the ones with the annual fee, then all the points could be combined inside the Chase account system. There's even a button that says combine points, and you move them from card 1 to the card that's transferable, the free card to the one with the fee. And then they're all magically transferable to Southwest, Hyatt, Marriott, IHG, 13 partners, I think, is it? JetBlue, a lot of basically all the major carriers. And it doesn't just stop at what you see of the partner list. Then each airline belongs to an alliance. So let's say you want to fly American Airlines, but it's like nobody transfers to American Airlines, only if you have the American Airlines credit card, which is what got me to Hawaii first. But I then since have closed it, and I earned those points by shopping online, but that's another topic. So nobody transfers to American Airlines, but guess I can book American Airlines flights by sending my points to British Airways or to Alaska Airlines, because those are part of the alliance. And then American usually releases some of their availability of their seats to their partners to be booked with their awards. So my specialty is to search inside of these frequent flyer programs for the flight that that somebody wants to go on, and see what's available from partner 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to however many I need to check, because you can find that on British Airways, but also with another partner at a different price. And depending on where you have the points will determine what choices you have to search in. So I just kind of work backwards. And I also have like my own reverse route search method for finding the flights with points based on the route that you're going. But I also have to work on rerouting when people want very popular routes or on peak times or premium cabins, meaning business class, and lay flat. So I have a lot of tricks.
Music is really important to our family. Did you know I was once a jazz saxophonist? Yep. When we started traveling full-time, I knew I had to find a way for my kids to learn an instrument from the road. I am so glad we found Hoffman Academy, the leading online platform for kids to learn piano. It's a complete music education that's affordable and packed with both music theory and fun. Over the past year, my little second grader learned how to read music, play with both hands, and even play chords. Click the link in the show notes to sign up for a premium membership today and use code RVQueens for 15% off. Everyone knows that Colorado is one of the most beautiful places to camp in the U.S., right? Okay, if you're heading there this year, you've got to check out the Four Corners area near Mesa Verde and stay at the Cortez RV Resort by Our Journey. You'll enjoy mountain views, a heated pool, and even a 3-acre dog park. What? Click the link in the show notes to book now and start your journey with Our Journey. Okay, hang on. I have to dig a little deeper into this topic of the business cards transferring to the personal cards. Are you saying that, so me and my husband each have our own businesses, that, own LLCs, whatever, that we can sign up. Like we could basically refer each other, player one, player two, and like each of us can be getting these sign-on bonuses and earning the points and all the things. And then if on a personal level, outside of the business cash flow on our personal lives, we can also have like these other, let's say Chase cards. And if all of those, the business cards and the personal cards can all be accruing points and then transferred to I think you said that one was like the paid, you can like bubble them up to the paid card and then redeem all of them. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yeah. So the personal one, you're taking good notes. Personal one could be the Sapphire. And then that's a personal, and one of you can get it and then refer the other. So both of you can get it, and then one of you downgrade it to the freedom ones. Freedom. Okay. Then we got the business guy. This has been abused quite a bit.
Oh my gosh.
So you got the business ones being the unlimited and the cash Inc. They go by Chase Inc., Business Unlimited, and the Inc. Cash. So you can each business can sign up for each of these, and then these are no fee and both 0% APR, and these can be combined with the points from here. And then you zero these out, and these are all transferable.
Blowing
and
my
now
mind.
each different card, and this is where Card Pointers app helps. It's like, well, which card do I use for what purchase? Because I want the most Chase points that I can get for my dollar. That's the couponer. I mean, so then you ready for this? You have to get this. Inc. Cash, Business Cash. Okay. There is a very specific category that earns you 5 Chase points per dollar, and that is office supply stores. Okay, I can't buy that many computers and desks at Office Depot. No, but what you do is you go into Staples and Office Depot and you shop at their gift card section.
What?
Yeah. And so what do you buy a gift card? What do you mean? Amazon is my life. Okay, so you buy $250 at a time. You load them into your Amazon account. Boom, throw the gift card away. But me, I kept it for a prop. I buy this on the regular monthly. I only stock my Amazon account with my 5X if I earn 5X on the gift card. Otherwise, and everybody in my house shops from the Amazon balance. If it's running low, that means I got to go get some more. I told you about my home, but Wayfair. I bought myself a MacBook a couple of years ago. This is how many gift cards I had to get. But hey, I'll do it. The limit is $2,000 per day. Oh, I wanted to take my family to a Disney cruise. Hello, that was a fortune that I could not hack with points. But I did get 5X per dollar on that card, on that cruise. And oh, by the way, I signed up for the new business card just so I can buy the Disney cruise tickets with the 5X. And it's also 0% APR for 12 months.
What? This is I'm seriously, you are like blowing my mind right now. Okay, let's talk about, can I ask you like very specific questions? Because I know the listeners are wondering this too. Whenever you say a business account, is all you need an EIN, or do you have to have like, an LLC or like whatever? You just need the EIN?
So you can apply as a sole proprietor with just your social security number. So it's a very specific way to apply. I actually created a little guide for that. That you use your name of the business is your name. ID of the business, there's a drop down that says select social, tax ID or EIN. ITIN or EIN, and then you select SSN, and you add the information of what this business is. It could be consulting, it could be lawn mowing, it could be reselling stuff online. My first business card with Chase was, and I'm still a landlord, so I had rental properties. So, okay, I have that's my business. But I didn't have an LLC set up for that intentionally, to apply for that card. Later on, now I created an EIN, and that's my player 3 on business side. But my husband also has sole proprietor applied for the business cards. So it's just using your name as your name as the business and your social. And then you can put in what the business type is, and that's where the categories would come in. Now, if you don't get immediate approval, you can call them and answer questions about your business, because then they can, if it's a new time, first time you ever apply, then you can call them to, push that approval. It's like a reconsideration line. You can Google it, or, there's some blogs that will give you the phone number of where to call, but it helps.
Girl, let's say someone similar to me is like totally new to this, and you're like, hey, I would love to go to Europe for Christmas. Right now when we're recording, it's June. Is it conceivable that like within the next 6 months I can like spin up these credit cards, do my monthly amount, get the sign up bonus? Just have to meet the minimums. Like, can I get this going within a few months, or what's a good expectation for newbies to be able to like actually redeem the points and start traveling with these?
You can absolutely do one trip with one card, depending on what kind of travel you want and what kind of flight you want. Are you looking for, just get me there, I'll go in economy, I don't care? I want premium, or I want fully lie flat, because that will determine how many points you actually need. So thinking of the destination and how many points based on the cabin can help determine the goal of points needed. So then we work backwards. So then my question is, how many travelers?
4.
Business, economy, premium, and where to?
Economy. I don't care. Just get me there. Doesn't matter. To, let's say, Spain.
Ooh. So to Spain, and from departing like out of anywhere on the East Coast?
Let's say Florida.
So one thing I also like to make sure that people know is when we're booking with points, sometimes we have to get ourselves to a hub that has the points deal, for lack of a better term, or the best direct route. And so then that's never Florida, let me tell you. I always have to get myself to Atlanta, Washington, Boston, New York, and Chicago. But nonetheless, let's just assume, we're going to, and so what's your country of, like, your dream country to visit? Because I always like to think of, like, what's your dream destination?
Let's say Barcelona.
So I'm going to look at one of my favorite tools. If you all want to take note, they have a free one that lets you see just 3 months ahead of time. The paid version, you can see all year, which is my favorite. It's called seats.aero. I'm going to see what's available for the month of December right now, and which is anything that could be bookable with points sent to specific programs. So a lot of the airlines can accept points from, let's say, Chase and Capital One and American Express, mainly like the European airlines. So if you start signing up for frequent flyer programs, to just start maybe dabbling and searching destinations, see how much does it cost to go from here to there. Well, some of the programs you can sign up for that a lot of points could be sent to is like Air France, and that's very, like, all the points could be sent there, or British Airways. So to get to Spain, the flights, if we can find with points, ideally it would be Iberia. And so you send points to British Airways to book Iberia because it's part of the alliance. Usually we want to stay away from when school is out. Okay, here we go. You ready? So a little bit, I did like plus minus December, like 12, like all month, 1 month plus or minus. So I found for, let's say, mid November, Atlanta to Madrid, 12,000 points each way per person. JFK, Barcelona, 12,000. Atlanta, Barcelona, 12,000. So, and that is all booking it with Virgin Atlantic points and flying Delta. So you're flying Delta, but you're sending the points to Virgin. And Virgin points could go, it's one of those airlines that a lot of the cards can send the points to. So it basically, you collect points anywhere, they could be transferred to Virgin. Some cards have bonuses, and Chase just had a bonus to Virgin of 25%. Basically, one Chase point equals 1.25%, 1.25 Virgin points. And they run those a lot. So I would keep an eye. And Frequent Milers, a great blog and podcast that I listen to, they have a page that shows current transfer bonuses of all the cards. They keep it up. And that's a great resource that I would recommend. But yeah, so that gives you, just some idea of the power of points, because I use tools that help me find it faster and cheaper. But the old school way, which is how I learned, was going one by one, day by day, frequent flyer to frequent flyer, and learning about all the routes. But now there's so many tools that I've tried and tested, and I've subscribed to many, and this is my favorite, Seeds.arrow.
Okay. So I can see how you would need to back into this. So for taking this example I just said, if my family of 4 wants to go to Spain around the holidays, it's going to be about 48,000 points one way for all of us. So I need to think about, how do I get 100,000 points? And if I can leverage the higher, the cards with like the 5, you spend $1 and you get the 5x points. That means I only have to spend $20,000 on credit cards, instead of, like, if I just use the 2x points, I'd have to be spending like $50,000 on the credit card before I can like get those points. Am I understanding how this all kind of comes into reality?
Yes, but I will give you a bigger shortcut with way less spend. So you can get the 75,000 points from the business card number 1.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm 3/4 of the way there then. Just signing up for
75,000 points right there.
The sign
with
up
card
bonuses.
number 1 with 0 fee. And you spend, I think the minimum spend, I have to look it up, is 6,000. The personal card, you have to spend $4,000 and you get 60,000 points. And these are combinable. So 60 plus the 75, that's 135.
So
I do the math
doesn't
more
take
like
that much.
No, it's just 2 card signups. Player 1, player 2, player 1, and player 1 business. You just space it out based on your spending needs.
Yeah. Okay.
So 1 a month is fine. 1 every 2 months is fine. I mean, the velocity is really up to your spending needs. If you have a whole RV to buy, then look up the offers. I would say the Capital One business card is your go. That's 150,000 welcome offer, but it's a 15,000 minimum spend.
Yeah.
Last year, and keeping an eye on high offers, don't let the annual fee scare you. Last year, American Express offered not just me, but me and my husband, 250,000 Amex points for one sign up of an American Express Platinum. Oh, it's a $700 card, but that's 250,000 Amex points. Guess where we're going in a month? Italy.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, in business class, 5 of us.
That is amazing. Okay, this is so inspirational. I just want to keep talking to you forever about this, but we're already 45 minutes into this interview, and I can't believe it. I do have to touch on one other thing. Just switch gears for a little bit, because a lot of RV queens are content creators. Let's talk about the other ways that you get paid to travel, especially like your content creation business. I know you work with luxury brands. Tell me how that part of your life works.
Well, I have so far sponsored all of my travel by credit card points, 100%. I have reached out to a lot of the hotels in advance of me arriving with my booking that I've made already with my points. And they are like, oh, thanks, but, they're always oversaturated. So I can't say that I have generated revenue or income from travel, but that is my business category. So it does help me with tax purposes because all my expenses I do get to use as part of that business tax strategy. Now, I would say that the ways that I do generate revenue is through private coaching. And I used to be an affiliate for the credit cards, but now I just focus on the private coaching and I partner with a group of Airbnb investors that also leverage a lot of these strategies. And I do a lot of the follow up and strategizing with them. So I do one-on-one sessions and I also help people book the award travel. So if they need just, hey, help me get to my trip in Europe with this many people on these dates and this is how many points I have, I do all of that. And then I get back to you and say, okay, we're ready to move the points. Let's get on a virtual call and make it happen. Like we did for Sandy a few times. So that's my favorite. And so I do virtual calls if you need help reviewing, like, hey, where do I start or where do I go from here? Because people need help, not just earning the points, but then redeeming the points. So I love to find the deals. And, if people are looking, I have pretty much found the flights for anywhere in the world that places that I couldn't even imagine that you could book with points. I have pretty much been able to piece together in one way or another. So it keeps me, excited with the routes and things.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned how you work with people. I was going to ask you, you're this expert, obviously, like travel hacker, and I've only been talking to you for less than an hour. I can already tell. So you teach people how to do this one-on-one. You have live workshops, and then you offer this concierge type service where you look or you book other people's travel for them using their points. Just go ahead and give us your elevator pitch. Share with everyone how they can work with you. What website do you want to direct them to? What upcoming workshops and events do you have going on? And then I'll wrap up and ask you my final question.
Well, everyone can just follow me on Instagram at Ali Travel Points for direct messages mainly. And my website is Ali Travel Points, where I can have you book any consultations also on my Instagram. And I also have a newsletter that if you want to join, I will be hosting some, I want to say a little preview, but it's unofficial. So just join my email list and I will be making announcements of what the group classes will be about because we have some exciting partnerships where we're going to be teaching a lot of these untold hacks that we can't really go online all about. So I would encourage everybody to just, let me know if they're interested and I'll be happy to share the links when that's ready and available.
AliTravelPoints.com and then the same handle on Instagram. Good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to end our interview with a fun lightning round of questions, hopefully fun. And I just want to help the audience get to know you more and kind of another side to you. Okay. So don't think too hard about these. I'm just going to ask just first answer that comes up in your head. Okay, here we go. What is one travel hack that you swear by that most people are totally sleeping on?
The 5x points on the gift cards for everything in your life. And then you buy what you're going to buy through a shopping portal with said gift card and get extra miles.
Number 2, if you could drop everything and fly somewhere tomorrow, free flight, upgraded seats, like the whole thing, where are you going?
Bali.
Love it. Number 3, what's the travel mistake that you've made that makes you laugh now, but maybe it made you cry at the time?
I was going with my family, my mom and her siblings, not really my husband or anything. And I had booked the way back to Athens, and I did it at the PM versus the AM, and I had to buy the whole ticket all over again in cash, which I didn't get to buy it with points to begin with, and then I had to pay cash not once but twice, double the pain.
Oh, you like hate paying for anything now that you know how to hack the system. You're like, what? I actually had to pay real money for this? Oh, that's
Low cost airlines, they are a monopoly on some of those islands. Hard to get destinations. Can't get it with points. You can get to the main hub, but not to the island.
Lesson learned, I guess. Okay, last question for you. What does freedom look like for you right now?
Actually financial freedom and just having the luxury to choose your future. Yes, having financial security.
What we're all going for. That's right. All right, Alida, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for being on the show, sharing all your secrets with us. I've really enjoyed this. I wish we had another hour to spend together. I know this is going to be super helpful for listeners. I just really appreciate you coming on the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Kate.
You're welcome. All righty, I will see you on the road. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode and for being part of the RV Queens community. Remember to hit subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. And guess what? You can have conversations like I had on this episode with your fellow RV women who are living intentionally and making money on the road. Head to rvqueenspodcast.com/community to join RV Queen Circles today. It's a totally unique online space with a shared prosperity model that's all about community over competition. I'd love to have you be a part. All right, guys, I'll see you next week, or hopefully I will see you on the road. Seriously, you are like blowing my mind right now.